Thank you, Lashley and Corla. I welcome the opportunity to contribute to this debate tonight, and I would like to just start off by congratulating Deputy Murphy and her team for putting together this piece of legislation and bringing it to the floor of the House for debate over the next 2 nights. I think this is a very important piece of legislation, and I know there has been some indications that the government is not opposing this bill, and I think that's a very important step and a very welcome step, and I would commend the Minister for doing that if that is going to be the case, because I think it is important this legislation will be important in bringing transparency, accountability and protection of citizens into the planning code. For too long, planning permission has been, and the planning code has been the domain of developers who have basically driven development plans at local level right across the country, and they have been developer-led plans rather than community-led plans or the citizen-led plans, and taking into account the best needs of communities rather than the best needs of developers. And I think by bringing the transparency and the accountability and bringing the public scrutiny that is provided for within this bill will go some way to making developers more accountable and more responsible for the decisions and the permissions that they've been involved in. But also as well will force local authorities, I think, to be more proactive in terms of dealing with developers who may have a large number of enforcement proceedings against them, or maybe developers who haven't been paying the development contributions. And I think that is important, because we do need to give the planning authority a bit of a push in that direction, because I know from my own experience in relation to dealing with planning matters and my own time as a county councillor, that it's been very difficult to get planning. Now, and the planners have pointed out that the legislation doesn't assist them all the time either in that way, but it's been very difficult to make developers accountable for bad developments and for the pursuing bad decisions, and the planning system seems just to facilitate them in doing that. And I often thought, and I often do think, that if you have the brass neck and the money, you can railroad yourself through the planning system in this country, because all you have to do is basically ignore the local authority and set it out. And basically it's mainly developers who would have the brass neck like that. Most citizens and individuals would be too worried about the implications for themselves if they try to do it. And in effect, people get away with it, because the whole enforcement system is too cumbersome, it's too slow, and it's just a complete waste of time. The local authority will spend months and maybe up to a year trying to get a developer to deal with an enforcement notice. Then they'll decide to go to court, and it'll take time to get it into court. When it gets into court, there will be numerous adjournments granted by the judge, because the developer will come on site and do a wee bit and tell the court that he's dealing with it, and the court will adjourn it. And then at the end of that process, a couple of years later, the court might actually decide to fine the developer a couple of €100. And that's the end of the process, and then the whole thing has to start again when he isn't complying with the permissions again. So that's the system that people have to labour under, and that's the system that many people who are living in multiple developments that haven't been completed have tried to force through and get some sort of accountability and ensure that developers are held to account for shoddy workmanship.
1 minute from me.
Thanks, Kevin. Now, the legislation helps to enshrine the Aarhus Convention into the planning system here as well, and I think that's vitally important, where the Aarhus Convention sets out that members of the public have a right to participate in a range of decisions where they may have an environmental impact, and that includes planning matters. And we need to do that. We need to put citizens at the forefront and allow them to participate fully in the system. And there's the number of ways, the bill outlines a number of ways that can be done through the National Compliance Register, through a National Register for Development Contributions too. And I think very importantly, there's an onus on local authorities when they receive a planning application to actually search the National Compliance Register to see, because we have seen in the past where developers will move from county to county and to avoid the fact being held up for having poor quality permissions completed. So I think that's an important requirement. And we have to send out the message as well to local authorities that they have to refuse permissions to developers who have been problematic in the past in their own counties and in other planning areas as well, and make the developers access the courts if they want to, grant their permission, because that's the only way we can send out a clear message and a very strong message. There is a number of other provisions in the bill that I would welcome, and there's one or two things I'd like to see actually included as well, maybe that could be looked at later on, particularly in relation to Section 5 of the 2000 Act, where a developer can seek a declaration as to whether a proposed development would require plan permission or not, and I think that needs to be opened up to allow third parties who may have concerns in relation to it to take part as well. Thank you.